I'm gonna clamp. Hey guys! Alright, for those of you who are watching this after it goes live, I have no idea how good the quality is gonna be. I am out in the woods and I know the phone reception tends to be really bad back here. But I figured I would give this a shot. So here we go. Okay, I thought it'd be kind of cool to come back here on a nice day when it's flowing well so you guys can see it flowing, I guess, from finish to start since I'm sitting on the sap tank. Hey guys, how you doing? So I'm going to put my phone into the tank here really quick and show you how it flows out. Hey Joe. Hopefully I don't drop my phone because if I do, you guys are all gonna drown. All right, so I cannot guarantee that you're gonna be able to see it. I don't know if my phone's gonna pick it up in this dark tank, but we will try. Ready? Let's go. At the very least, you'll be able to hear it. Okay. Hey, there it is. So the black tube that you see right there is actually the suction tube. You see it goes down to the bottom, and then it goes all the way up to the top. The hole right there that you see, that's where it's coming in from. And there's a big... Alright, so we got a nice echo. Okay, so I'll show you that downside. I can slide down this thing. It is nice today, so I figured it would be perfect day to show you guys. Okay, so this is where it's coming in. See, this is the black tubing. You just saw it trickling down in. And then right there, that is a black line on the inside that goes all the way down. We were just able to start using that, the other day we sucked out. So this is the hose and it goes all the way up there. We actually have two hoses. And I think if I can get around to editing it, I've got a video that I'll put together about how we suction out. But we've got two hose lines. We've got this one, and it's a 1-inch hose line, and we have a water transfer pump, like a big gas-powered one that we attach. And then the two hoses go into that, and then into the tank that sits right there. So we can't pull the tractor all the way up to here because you can see there is water right there. This whole area is all water. That's where Eric got the tractor stuck last year. So we are not allowed to drive anywhere through here unless it's with the side-by-side. But even then, it's getting a little sketchy. Yeah, sap season. Yeah, I do. You know, it's the perfect time to be out in the woods because there's no bugs yet. And all the animals are waking up. You can hear the birds, you can hear the frogs. It's not quite peeper season yet. Peepers are the little tiny frogs that live out in the pond here. I'll have to do a live stream of that sometime because it's really cool to hear. Hey, from Kentucky? Yeah, it has been great, Douglas. All right, so we're going to follow. I'm going to take you on a tour from the tank all the way back into the woods. Now, these are all maple trees back here. We have not tapped any of these because these are all silver and reds. And quite honestly, there's at least another 100 to 200 trees right through here. So I don't want to mess with that this year. Too much work. So here's our line. Yeah, Jake, it is supposed to snow again. Crazy, isn't it? We're supposed to get snow, rain, and storms all weekend. So I'm trying to get as much done today as I can. So here's our line. We're just gonna follow it on up. Here's one of our junctions. Now see, Eric actually did put clamps on this one, and I don't think that's new. I'll have to ask him, but yeah, there is still snow and lots of ice out here. That's one reason why our sap season runs a little bit later than most people, is because our woods take longer to thaw. I mean, there's still snow like all over back here, which makes it like 5 to 10 degrees colder. Oh, hey, dang, look at this. Somebody else was just mentioning that on a comment. They were talking about how the black tubing will twist in the colder temperatures. Wow. That's pretty crazy. I had not seen that before. Well, honestly, it's not going to affect it too adversely right through here. It'll still travel on down as long as we don't have any, like, crazy freezing temperatures. So there's another little dip over there. This is the exit line, so it's not a massive deal. It'll still come through it. It just needs more zip ties on it. So the warm weather seems to be kind of twisting it. Yeah, the black tubing is cheap, but it's a pain in the butt. This lane looks pretty good. Hello from Finland. You're gonna chase tornadoes in Oklahoma. Ah, hey, there's Eric. Yeah, look at this here. It's twisting about a little bit. A nice little dip right there. Boy, it's really kind of zigzagging. Crazy stuff. Alright, and here's the area that I fixed. Here's my nice little sight gauge. This is kind of cool. You guys can kind of see this maybe. I don't know if my phone's going to focus on it or not. Ah, let's see. There. Kind of. Hold on. That didn't really help a whole lot. Well, anyway, I can see sap going through there. So that is pretty cool. Looks like it's trying to split away again right there. But my hose clamps are keeping it on pretty good. Pretty good. Yep. Alright, so we'll walk the line some more. Man, it's too bad you guys don't have, like, the ability to smell and feel just the weather right now. It is so nice. Okay. So you can see it looks like the line actually is pretty much on the ground right through here. And there we go. Yeah, I did look in the tank, Eric. So we are going to check the line. Will we looking next year to increase the volume? Yes, we will. We'll probably put more lines in. We just didn't know what to expect this year. You can see, oh, there's a little blob going through. I don't know if you can see that very good on your end. It's always hard to tell exactly what the camera's going to pick up in the light and focusing. I can see air bubbles going through. I don't know if you can. Alright, so let's take a look at the pump. Gotta straddle the creek underneath me. Ugh. Oh yeah. Man, she is gurgling. Look at that. That's just chugging it. So, internal temperature right now is 17.4 Celsius. And I can't see what this says on here. I think it says 10 outside. It's a little bright in here. The battery's reading 13.9. Oh, okay. 13.8 is outside. Yeah, I tried that on my phone, focusing behind it, but my phone is not very skilled at that sort of thing. So here's all the little bubbles coming through. Going through pretty good. Thanks, Q-Trick. Alright, guys. So we started down there at the end where the sap tank is. We followed the exit line all the way up to the pump. This is the pump box. And a fact is we had the light bulb in there to keep the pump warm during cold spells. It is never even turned on. Even when we were down into single-digit temperatures, it was above freezing in the tank. It just stayed warm. Hey, guys. Man, I'm losing my voice. Hey, thanks, James. Alright, so we'll travel from the pump box all the way up to here. This is our first line. And these are all silver and red maples. That's silver, that's red. You can tell by the bark. So it looks like they're not moving very quickly when you first look at it. Sorry. I have a bad habit of looking at it and not pointing the camera. But if you put something behind it, let's see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, still not. You can see it moving better. So here's our first line. These guys will probably be coming down pretty soon. They look pretty good so far. You have to watch the red and silver maples because they have little tiny flower buds on them. And those will actually open and it will start to ruin your sap. Once the buds open on the silver and red maple trees, the sap turns kind of skunky. And if you cook that along with your good sap, then it will ruin everything in the pans. So we just pull the taps off, and then we have these little plugs that they go into right here. So they just fit right over the top so that the whole line doesn't lose suction. Although this whole line is all silvers and reds, so it really won't matter. But the reason that we do tap them, at least right here, is because this area of the woods heats up the fastest. So it helps our pump kick into gear because these guys will release sap and it will instantly start feeding the pump. Now, it's a diaphragm pump, so it does need to be wet. It can run dry, but it will not have as much suction running dry. So by having these close to the pump box, it can suck it in a little bit faster, get the diaphragm wet, and then kick it in full gear to release the rest of the woods. So we'll go down and check the rest of the woods. Hopefully there's no scary footprints out here. The nice thing about this snow is that you can see all of the animal footprints going through. But when it's barren like this, you have no idea what's living in your woods. Okay, Phil. Alright, so not much to see right here. We'll come up to the next set of tap lines. So you can see that our main line is kind of zigzagging back and forth. Whew, don't fall into the water. Hey, Whitetail, how you doing? All right, come to our next set. Gotta dodge underneath the wires. All right, so right here we can see some bubbles. Now, if we were to do it again next year, we would probably increase the gradient on this line because the whole thing has gradient, but in some areas it's very, very slight. In some areas it's sagged just the slightest bit so that now it's almost level. You can see air bubble going through right there. Nope. Caught up to some buddies. So those are just little bubbles. The rest of it is probably still continuing on. Oh, there goes one. Bye, buddy. Ah! Tripping over Eric's stumps. So here's another line. This looks like it's doing pretty good. See it getting slurped down. It's going pretty fast. For this particular setup, gradient does matter even if we are using a pump. The way this particular vacuum pump works is that it has vacuum in this line along with the air. So you can't really see it. Maybe if I shake it, you can see that. There you go. So half this line, the upper half, is going to be vacuum, and the lower half is going to be the return. So you've got pushing out and pulling back in all in one line. The professional maple sap vacuums have two lines. One to send vacuum down the line and push it down. So it's like a recirculating system. This one does it all in one pipe. So we do have to have some amount of gradient to allow the liquid to flow down so that the vacuum can continue over top. If you don't, then it will all tend to collect in the full column of the tube, and then you won't have vacuum in there because it'll all just be liquid. In a nutshell. Here's another line. Oh, wow, that guy's racing. You see that? There he goes. Racing by. Holy cow. I mean, you could sit here and I could just set up a live webcam for the next 3 hours and you could just watch Bubbles race by. But then I'd be out of data. I'm gonna fall over back here. Yeah, the woods are always littered with branches, which makes walking through here just a huge pain. And poison ivy. Alright, let's see if we can find our vacuum gauge so we can see what kind of vacuum we're pulling. Nope, this one's going a little bit slower. And the reason he's going slower is because this area probably has less of a gradient. Nope, or maybe not. Those guys are going faster. Oh, let's keep going. Here is a tree that came down. This was one of many dead trees that Eric decided to attach it to. So I am not going to go under the tree. I'm going to go under the lines. Yes, it isn't a nice day. Thanks, Timothy. Let's see. Okay. Is there enough sap to cook tomorrow? Probably not, Eric. It's not as full. I mean, you could probably cook down 150 gallons for tomorrow, maybe. But I'm thinking it might be Friday. See, this is a little bit slower as it hits a hump there. Here's another line. Oh yeah, 30 gallons. Is that sap or is that syrup that you got? James, we have something kind of like that. It's actually called a vacuum gauge. I don't really know if it does miles per hour or anything like that, but it does tell you how much pressure is in the line pulling stuff out. See, this one's going pretty quick down here. It's nice to see all these guys moving. Sometimes you come back here and, oops, almost ran into that. Ugh. Yeah, sometimes you come back here and the lines are just barely moving, but others are moving pretty quick. All right, so here is our vacuum gauge. And it looks like we are pulling 24 inches of vacuum, which is pretty good. You see there's a lot of air bubbles in this tree. I think a lot of our taps probably aren't setting very good, and that's why it's not pulling full vacuum. Full vacuum for the system would be 27 inches. So we will continue following the sap line, ducking and dodging. Hey Alex, how you doing? Yeah, James, you could put probably a little plastic BB in the line, something like bright yellow or bright colored, and that would probably follow down it pretty quick. A marble might be just a little bit heavy, I think. How much sap we get depends on the day. Like this tree doesn't really, oh, he is. It's flowing. I don't know if you can see that. Man, this phone is doing a terrible job of focusing. Come on, dude. Focus. Focus. No. What's your problem? Is that better? Kind of. Well, anyway, I don't know if you can see the sap flowing down that tap. Right there. I have checked the game cameras. Still nothing on them. Game cameras are kind of tricky because, you know, if an animal walks behind the game camera, it's obviously not going to be on the game camera. Although I did stick some tasty treats out for the coyotes the other day, and I wish I had a game camera on that, but there's not really a place to put one by the coyote pile. I'm trying to get out to go coyote hunting, but whew, probably not the smartest thing to stand on. Fall over and die on camera. But turkey season opens, shoot, probably as soon as maple syrup season is done. Let's see, how much is a gallon? Are you saying how much does a gallon cost? Yeah, Ricky Bobby. Yeah, Mark, it's tough to say. That's why a lot of people put vacuum gauges at the front and the back of their lines to see how much drop they're getting. So we do have another one on the back end, and they're pretty close to similar. I don't sell syrup by the gallon. I do sell it by the half gallon. Just a few I do. So a half gallons I think sell for $30. I don't have them listed online because I would imagine shipping to be quite a bear on those, but if you really, really would like a half gallon, I could sell you one. You just have to message me and let me know. This guy's flowing pretty good. And we're gonna skirt over to here. This guy's not flowing very quickly. Oh, but he's got a big sap column in there. Look at that. I got you, Mark. Are buckets or sap lines better? Well, as someone who usually has to empty all the buckets, I would have to say sap lines are better. Yeah, there's always issues that can go wrong with your system. You can have squirrels chew your lines, you can have a tree fall on your lines. But honestly, as many times as I've had to come out here and stand buckets back up because they got knocked over or blown over, I stand a lot more chance of losing sap from buckets than you do from your lines. We haven't had any deer run into the lines, which is strange, but they haven't. We've made about 16 gallons of maple syrup to date this year. Inline flow meters, that would be a vacuum gauge, which is what we're on our way to check our second vacuum gauge. See, it's really sunny back here. This area is going to flow super hard. You can see how sunny it is back here. Hello from Arkansas. All right, and here's the last of our view on the main line, because now we go to the black tubing. And after that, it's a mystery. So, I mean, the hardest thing about this system is just trying to figure out for the first time. Once you get it in, then you kind of know, okay, next year I'd like to do it a little bit different over here. Maybe move it. Like right now, it's going straight back that way, when in reality, it should kind of travel right along that hill right there. Because you can see all the green tubing zigzagging. Those taps are like 15 feet in the air. So if we ran the main line through there, it will bring those guys down a little bit because they can connect right into the tubing instead of having to try to make gradients here. We have 100 trees this year, the most we've ever done. See, this guy's got some air bubbles from somewhere. The most we've ever done is 200, 250, something like that. $100 of what travels down the tube. Hi, from North Carolina. All right, so up here's our next vacuum gauge. These guys are moving kind of slow. This guy doesn't look like he's even moving at all. Oh, buddy. These guys are just kind of not... Man, I have got to get a new phone. This thing is just nuts. I think he's had it. He's about done. He just doesn't want to do anything anymore. Alright, so here is our next vacuum gauge. This guy is flying, which makes me think maybe he has a leak. And the vacuum over here is 23. Oops. It's upside down, sorry. Boy, this thing is really doing a terrible job. Anyway, so he's registering 23 on the back, and I think I said 24 closer to the front. So that's a very minimal drop. And that's, of course, assuming that it's not leaking in the line anywhere through here. A lot of air bubbles right there. See those air bubbles? Come on by. Hello from Germany. Alright, so right there is a nice, delightful tree adventure. That one is definitely going to have to come down because this area of woods we walk through a lot. And that's kind of a death trap waiting to happen. So Eric was trying to figure out what he would do to get that down. And he had some interesting ideas. So, anyway, and then the rest of that we have not even bothered to tap. And then these guys, I'll show you real quick how tall these guys are, and then I'll cut you guys loose. Summer stuff in. No, we do not have to take the lines down every year. You can take them down. Some people actually do take them down and then kind of coil it back up on one of the trees. They leave it out here, but not up. Some people usually leave the main lines up. For us, it runs across our path, so we'll have to detach part of it and then, you know, intersect it on either side of the pathway. But for the most part, this will stay up. And these right here are not going to be affected by anything because they're so high in the air. Hey, Spruce Creek. Yeah, the bugs seem to be worked out pretty good. We haven't had any issues as far as the electronic components go. Does the line need to be up that tree for it to flow? It doesn't have to be up this high. Actually, it's better to have it down lower. From what I've read, it flows better the lower to the ground you are. These are just up here because this is where we have to tap to get gradient. The highest tree is back here. Actually, that buddy right there, he's the tallest. So he's probably not 15 feet, but he's definitely at least 10 feet up there. Eric had to stand on a step stool to get up to him. And then, this is the highest point, he travels down and around. I actually did show the storage tank at the very beginning of the video because I'm walking backwards. So when the video reposts on my channel, you can restart it and it's right at the beginning. Unlike the, well, that was not flowing very good. Unlike the, it was a maple cooking when I was trying to cook down into syrup, that took forever. Oh, you got 12 inches of snow, man. Yeah, I love the crunching leaves. The tap lines being in the sun throughout the year, won't bacteria and mold grow in the pipes? That is actually an excellent question, Jake, because, yay, it actually will. So what syrup makers do is they actually will go through and flush the lines with a sterilizer. Some people use bleach. I think we're going to use vinegar. You flush it through, let it sit in the lines, plug it up, maybe set for a day, and then flush it back through and then run distilled water through it. And that will keep it from growing any bacteria. Let's see. Get Eric to go live with the chainsaw. You like action and adventure? Well, he's actually going to be cutting up logs a little bit later out front. How do you know where on the tree is the right spot to tap into that tree? All right, Eamon, so the verdict is, and I just read about this recently on the Cornell blog or pamphlet, there is actually not any correct place if it's a brand new tree to tap. It doesn't matter which side of the tree it's on. Trees in sunny areas generally do better than trees in shady areas, but the problem is, and I'll show you real quick on this tree. Here, turn you around. So you have a tree, and there's probably a tap hole in this tree somewhere, I'm sure. If there's not, I'm going to be a little shocked. Well, that's weird. This one should have had like a million tap holes on it by now. Oh, right here. Okay. See, that's an old tap hole right there. Oh, there's one there. Hey. There. There. And right there. I'm guessing that was last year's, and he has not closed up yet, which is not a very good sign. So, from what I've read, you do get a pattern of scar tissue from the tree every time you tap. So it's something like 3 inches to this side and 3 inches to this side, and a certain amount up and a certain amount down. So what you're supposed to do is every year you tap, you move it over a couple inches and then say maybe up a little bit. So eventually what you're going to do is form a gradual spiral around the tree. And as the tree grows, your lines are pretty much staying in about the same area. So that's why there's not any specific area on the tree that you have to tap, because you just be tapping into scar tissue, which you can do. It's not going to kill the tree, but you will have a reduced sap flow. So, are the trees budding yet? It doesn't appear so, but I'm going to have to keep my eye on that. Oh, yeah, James. Yep, that was a thought. You could put a rope around it and then even use the side-by-side to kind of pull it. That might work too. Tree belly button, yeah. The lines only need to be sterilized at the end of the sap season. Some people don't even sterilize their lines. Some people just, let them run out and call it a day. Hay season 2019. Yes, that is coming up. I was just telling Eric we got to get some fertilizer down. Hey, DC Styley. Hey, Jacob. What time is it here? I can't tell on my phone, but I'd say probably 2 o'clock-ish. So, and in case you're wondering what all these little fancy marks are on the tree right here, we had 2 different sets of tree harvesters come out to evaluate the woods, and so we thought it'd be nice to kind of thin them down a little bit in some areas, but unfortunately a lot of the trees they wanted to take, like this guy right here, or some of our nicer trees, I mean this whole area is pretty barren except for a couple of maples straight through there. Yeah, so they had some of our good maple trees earmarked out as well, so I was like, yeah, I'm not real comfortable having those guys out here. 2:37. Alrighty, so 2:38. Oh my gosh, what is going on with my phone? Maybe that's just the sun. Sorry. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the sapline tour. If you are just tuning in, you'll have to wait for the video to reload on the channel and watch it from the beginning, where we take you from the sap storage tank all the way back to the woods on this beautiful fine day. So I guess that's it, guys. I have a lot of stuff still to get done. We are expecting a litter of puppies. Yeah, you can tell I'm so excited about that. So I have to get back and work on the whelping area. Hopefully that will go good, because that's, yeah. Puppies is like, if they die, it's like burning money down the drain. It's pretty rough, pretty stressful. So I'll get back to work. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Do we sell the puppies? Yes, we do. They're boxers. They are actually both imports. So they're European boxers, which are the highest quality boxers you can get. And so these should be some beautiful puppies. Holy cow. So excited. Bixers? Yes, we do have sap. We don't have sap to sell, we have syrup to sell. Anyway, guys, take care, and I will see you later. Bye.